In August last year, I took a blood clot in the back of the brain and was in hospital for 7 weeks. Due to the stroke, I could no longer drive, so I ended up being unemployed. I had no idea what to do, who to see, or how to claim, or any of that.
The reason people wouldn't necessarily claim benefits or seek that advice, there can be many reasons, but our main one would be a lack of knowledge, not knowing what's out there for them to claim, what they might be entitled to. And I think there is pressure for people or embarrassment for people. There definitely shouldn't be. The benefits are there for a reason. They're there to support people.
I think people don't claim the benefits they're entitled to for a number of reasons. It could be firstly not knowing that they might be entitled to, also the difficulties of some of these benefit claims. When I first started working in the sector and seeing some of the benefit forms myself, I was like quite, overwhelmed. So if I'm putting myself in someone's shoes that have never done any of these types of forms, then I can understand how off-putting it might be. But there's a range of organisations out there to help people navigate and complete these forms. The likes of the Financial Inclusion team, the SAFE team at CFINE, Citizens Advice Bureau, we're all here to help people navigate the kind of complex system.
Being unemployed, you're down as useless and claiming things you shouldn't be, you're not used to the community or to anybody, a burden on society, even though you've paid in all that time.
There's definitely a stigma around claiming benefits. I think people don't want to be seen as like a scrounger or living off the welfare system, but it's a minority of people who try and take advantage of the system, and most people are just trying to get on with their life.
We do find a lot of people, when initially they do start working with us, they open up that they wish that they'd come much sooner, but they were embarrassed. The stigma of kind of asking for help. But there's no judgment at all. The Financial Inclusion team, we're just here. We want to help people claim what they are entitled to improve their kind of lives. And if there's anything else we can help with, we'll do that, or we'll signpost on to other agencies if it's an area that's not within our expertise.
Basically I've worked all my life since 78, 79 when I left school. The biggest problem was because of the stroke, my left side was affected and I'm left-handed, and they all wanted you to fill out forms, but luckily I got occupational health and CFINE to help me go through it and fill it out.
When this Brexit came, I was not access to public money, and that time was everywhere pandemic. Nobody can help me to do the settled status. Some people told me to approach to the Turning Point Scotland, and there was my support worker, and she helped me to apply to universal credit very quickly. She type, but with myself I be lost because it's digital world. You need to go online. It's very difficult, it's very complicated, and especially now, because when used to be job seeker allowance used to be booked and you writing, but now if you go, you stress and you go online and you're not logging properly, get through. It's very hard because it's everything so much digital and so much online.
If you're looking to get support for applying for benefits or just inquiring, come to us at SAFE team, but you can also go to the Financial Inclusion team at the council or Citizens Advice Bureau. So the first thing that we do when someone comes in is have a look at their circumstances, and we'll do a benefit check with them through a benefit calculator. Lots of people can do that themselves if they want to do that online as well. But we will have a look, and that gives an indication of if they're missing anything, and if they are, we can support with applying for those benefits as well. And that can range from applying to universal credit, making sure that a council tax reduction is in place. We can look at disability benefits. Some people like to do it themselves. They just need the information and then they can go do it themselves, and that's great. Some people need a little bit more support, and we can do that as well.
We do offer a range of different appointments, so they can have a face-to-face, they can have a telephone appointment. We try and tailor it to what they would prefer. But if they do have an appointment here at Marischal College, they would have a preset time and date. They would come into the front desk, they would explain that they were here to see whatever staff member, and then the staff member would be taking them into one of our interview rooms and just completing the appointment depending on what the need was or the issue they were looking for help.
Last time I went actually into a job centre was about 1980, and it was basically and look at the cards. So when I went in this time, it was a shock. Everything's in computer. Not everyone is able to use a computer. It was basically learning how to do everything all over again. First time I went in, I almost didn't because the fear, the stigma and everything. But once you get over it, it's gets a lot easier as time goes by. The work coach I've got now is excellent. He'll sit and listen. He'll look at my record, and it's almost first name terms with him.
When I started to claiming universal credit, that was last year in September. But you go there, you get only 10 minutes attention. You know, just if you stress even, you forget what to say. And it's no much help there at all. Nobody sit with you. These people expecting you, you come, everything done. Even say where you looked for job, you need to have everything prepared. You just, basically, you are left alone. I need somebody help me with this digital world. But you're knocking to this door sometime and you don't know, you know her answer. That pressure goes for your mental health as well.
The system can be very, very complicated. It can be very overwhelming, especially if you've got other things going on, like if you've got a family, if you're a carer, even if you're working full time. I see a lot of people who come in and they're almost apologetic for not knowing this stuff, but it's a very complex system.
Me having a stroke, I was under a doctor's line, unfit to work, and Universal Credit turned around and said, they don't worry about doctor's line. I've been made fit to work, so I've got to look for work. It was a shock because I've never asked anyone for help. I've always been an independent person to just get on with it. Pathways thought that was unbelievable. They are still basically demanding that I look for a job, and it's tiring. I mean, if I go even a walk to Iceland from my flat and go back, I know for a fact I'll sit down and I'll fall asleep for about 2 hours just because I'm that fatigued. How would an employer, a business feel if that was happening every day?
I think that there definitely should be more support out there, more monetary support out there. It's not the easiest living off of benefits. It's livable, but it's not the easiest.
Trying to get by, paying for your council tax, food, electricity is a bit difficult. Do I eat today or do I put heating on, or trying to balance the books?
I really do like to get job because when you get job, you get different income. If you have more money, you have more freedom. With this universal credit money, you are limited. When you know have job, you feel down. And I know age, it's make difference. Now everywhere you go, young people working. I would like to have job and I try hard. And it's very, very hard to find job. In this case, I accept benefits better than nothing.
Pathways and Seafine were great in support, and Pathways are still great in what they do. They've been excellent in helping me out looking for jobs, putting jobs in my universal credit diary and that. I use CFind in a number of ways. Support on filling out forms and keeping up to date with what's available. I normally go down about once a week, once a fortnight for emergency supplies. I'm grateful that I haven't actually had to go into a food bank yet, but I've signed up for the pantry at community centre.
I think a lot of people think that their situation can be hopeless, but there is always some sort of help available. There isn't any kind of judgment, and just reach out to any of the agencies within Aberdeen. We're all here to help, and you will be amazed at what can be done.
Even if you find that you're not entitled to any particular benefits, there is other support out there that's not just financial. For example, our pantry, you don't need to be on benefits to have access to that. We've also got links to Mindstore, which is a mental health service. We really try and make sure that it's very person-centered, and the client always has the choice to say yes or no to whatever. We just offer that information out there.
It's be good if some about these benefits more information, maybe if somebody organize like in-person events. I think many people be coming and find the information from the first mouth, not from the papers or from somewhere which people don't know what to trust. That'd be great, because at moment I know see because where you get information.
My life would be easier if better support and more information. For benefits, make it more clearer. Because half the times it's just double Dutch. Make it clearer, more understandable, easier for people to understand.
When I remember these times when I not access to public money was very tough. I went on that time to these food banks. I don't have any money, and I got all that discrimination. When I got benefits, I can buy food myself. I no need to go to food bank. You can go Lithuanian shop or Polish shop. That help you. And sometimes you go somewhere and you need to pay bus, and you can use this universal credit money. And even for my mental health, I went to some concerts, and that is very good, because I realized I need to balance my life. And because you're on universal credit, some concerts gave me concession. No, it's great help, very great help.
When you start working with someone, they look like they've got the weight of the world on their shoulders, and then you do some work with them, claiming benefits, helping them get arrangements for their debt and resolving that, and they're just different people at the end of it. It's just amazing seeing that journey from the start to the end, the difference that you can make in people's lives. It's difficult to put into words. You can tell that it has made a huge difference.
Claiming benefits can definitely change people's lives. I've had clients who, once they were getting everything they were actually entitled to, it's transformed their lives. Once you know that your essentials are covered and you feel more in control of things, you have more energy to go out and meet friends. You feel comfortable knowing that if you go out for that coffee, that's not going to put you in dire straits. And you can go out and really start to embrace life more. I've seen clients whose mental health has gone from like here to here, and that's just from getting everything that they're entitled to.